Hello guys, welcome to the new video tutorial of modeling the masonry wall using micro modeling approach. Actually at the start of this modeling I forgot to record my video, but anyhow I'll go through each and every detail that I have done so far. So first of all, I have defined some parts. You can see the back wall, the front wall, the side wall which is the solid one, and the another side wall that have a window. And also there is a slab, because the dimension of the slab is varying. It's not exactly, you know, square shape. It's a kind of rectangular slab, so I need to have two different size of rebar in longitudinal direction and horizontal direction. So rebars in short and long direction. So I have defined all these sections. By the way, if you want to see, I just can show you one of them how I've defined. So this is how I do it. This is the front wall, the front view of the wall, and I've assigned you can see the two dimensions over here, the height and the length, and another dimension is the thickness. So thickness can be assigned later when you click just done it, and then after that. Alright, so this is how I define my each and every part separately. You can see it: slab, rebars, back wall, front wall. After that I have defined some materials. Actually I have defined some other material as well, but I will not use that. For the moment I will only use my brick masonry and concrete. By the way, the important thing I need to mention here, that I'm doing this for frequency analysis. So for that I only need to define some basic material of you know having using density and elasticity of my model. And also the concrete, you can see it have density and elasticity only. It does not have any non-linear behavior. uh, Alright, so coming toward the assembly, I've already assembled some of the parts, and I've already embedded my I have not assigned my interaction yet, but I have placed my rebar at the right location within the slab. So if I can, here is the slab, is if I can press the slab so you can see my rebar. So now I want to create some sets. The first set should be let's say slab 1 rebars, and just continue and select all these rebars and done it. And also I want to create a set of my, and I'll do that later because I can do that later. In fact, just for the moment resume it. Alright, so actually I want to model a two-story structure. So now I have modeled one story, so I can easily use the linear pattern command, select the whole thing, done, because I do not want this in this direction, I only want it in the vertical direction. Okay, just give it a little bit higher dimension to see the difference between these two clearly. And okay, alright, so first story, second story, right? And there is also a base pad. Actually I am trying to model this thing, and there is a base pad at the base, so I am also interested in modeling that base pad as well. I think I can use the slab as my base pad. I only need to increase the thickness of this slab, and also I will vary the dimension of my rebars. I think because my rebar will also be of different size in my base pad, so I think it's a good idea to create another part for that, another set of rebars, and also another set of you know my slab as well. Alright, so let's do that. By the way, if you want to edit the third feature of your slab, you cannot not you cannot do that from your section sketch. So you can do it from the this module. Somewhere here there is an option where we can edit our feature. So you can just you can just simply choose that. Alright, so here you can see edit feature. Okay, just click it, select a feature to edit, and this. So this is the my depth, this is my the thickness of my slab, which is 2 inches. Let me just make it, I think it was 5 inches if I'm not wrong. 1, 2, 7. Apply and region. So now we can see that I've changed the dimension of my slab, and I can just simply copy these rebar because the length of rebar is same. I only need to change the size later, which I will do that during my section assignment. Alright, so I'm keeping the 6-inch spacing for reverse center to center spacing. Just linear pattern it, and that's it. I'm not sure if I can. That will be fine. Let's just, I think that should be fine because we still have some clear cover, but I think this is okay. 12 rebars. And alright, okay. Need to do the same for this. Actually, I want to provide two layers of rebar because the thickness of my base pad is do not want my base pad to be damaged during the analysis. I want it to be very rich and firm, so that's why I want to make it strong enough. And let's just, simple this thing, right? Done it. I do not want it in this direction, but what should be the spacing? It total it is 5 inches. I want to have 1 inch clear cover from both end, and that will make it as 3 inch from this to another, so which means it should be 0.0762 and okay. So now you can see I have two layers. Another thing is that I need to make it exactly the same which I have done for my rebar, which is really sometime time consuming. So just watch and try to learn how I do it. So what I'm doing here, I want to find the space between these two, because I want my these rebar to move in that direction, but how much? At the space which is equal to half of this thing. As here you can see my rebar is at the end, and I want them to move in this direction. So how I do that, I can simply point the location of this and this, and I can find the difference between the spacing of the x direction. So the first one is 6.31122, and the second one is 6.87, so 6.37. 38742. So this spacing is 0.0762, which I will divide by 2, and this will give me 0.0381. So what I will do, I will select all my rebars in this direction, these rebars, and I will move them in this direction. How much? This much. And I will also move the same rebars in this direction as well. So this is one way you can do it. Another way is that you select the base pad, and you just move the whole base pad in this direction and also in this direction. So I think that will be more time saving, because in this way you need to select these rebars individually, which would be time consuming, and then drag it in this direction and in this direction, and also you need to do for the other rebars the same thing. So I think it's a good idea to do the same with the base pad. So I'll note this value because I need to move my base pad this much, okay, in x direction. Of course I won't change my base pad in y direction because I've already have spacing in that direction. The second thing is I need to change the location of my base pad in z direction. So how I do that? First of all, I need to find the spacing of this thing, and also this one in z direction. So this is x, y. You can see that x and y have similar value, but the z is changing. So how much it is? I'm not sure. Turn off my calculator. Alright, so I want to find the difference, so let's plus the another value. Okay, so 1.7 3228. Yeah, it's the same. Divided by 3, it will give me, why divided by 3? Sorry, not divided by 3, divided by 2, because I want to divide the spacing in two directions. So it is also the same value, 381 in y direction. Why? Because I've keep the spacing of rebars same, so that's why. Alright, now it's time to move my base pad. First of all, what I'll do, I need to find the location of my base point, any particular point. For example, I need interested in this point, so it have xyz coordinate. I'll copy those, just select the translate instance, select my base pad. Okay, starting point should be this, and end point should be not the same, obviously. Need to calculate it. Alright, so now you need to be very careful here. Okay, my starting point is this. I want my base pad to move in the negative direction. So what's the value of x? It's 4.2, 843, I'll subtract my spacing, half of that spacing, which was this value. So my new dimension for x is this instead of this. Start again. 4.2462. Okay, my y will remain the same, and I also need to change my z axis, which is 0.127. Okay, alright, so I need my base bed to move in this direction, which is in similar direction to z, which means that I need to plus my value with this thing. Okay, alright, so instead of 0.127, I'll put my this 0.1651. Is it the same? Okay, 1651. Alright, let's press enter and see what happens. You can see my base bed is moved in this direction. You should not click OK until and unless you are satisfied that alright, my rebars are now embedded and it's exactly at the same location where I wanted them to be, and press now OK. Alright, so here you can just simply suppress your rebar and see those suppress your base bed and see those rebar, and it's also a good idea to create a set from this. And done it. Okay, so this is how I resume, this is how I done it. I do the same for my these two slab as well. It is, you know, a bit time consuming, but there is no other way that you could do it. Alright, so now I have defined my each and every part that I needed. The next thing is that I need to create surfaces for interaction between these, because each and every part is modeled separately. I need to tie them up. I need to have some interaction surface between these two walls, slabs, rebars, and all these things. So we will do that in the next video. See you soon.